Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spooty.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves. That's right, it's toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening or watching on YouTube, you can do both. It's fine. Or you're new to the show in any way. We just want to say thanks. Thanks for showing up and clicking them buttons and putting us in your ear holes or eye holes. However you do it, we're really happy about it. Thanks. Oh, why did they let me talk?
I was just going to say, I noticed you didn't pause at all between the right before the toy collecting,
Right, because I don't want you guys putting other words in there. Yeah. I try to keep it going. That's why I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, great.
Like putting things in your eye hole.
Yeah, that's way better, right? So obviously, we're not toy experts or experts at talking or anything, but we're happy to be here. We're just toy enthusiasts. We like talking toys and hanging out with each other. It's so great.
I'm just here for the Brian Clark trash talk.
I know, always. All right, let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts.
This is already off the rails.
On
Hey, I'm Corey.
He's our real American hero. He plays guitar and sings into a microphone when he sings. Does he sing? He probably sings more than
sometimes.
Sure.
It's been how many years? I didn't know there was words to most of those songs.
I know.
10.
And on vocals and lead guitar, a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney. Oh, next up on bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
I'm not Corey.
Thank God. Finally.
In my phone, even though I've tried to teach it over and over, he's not Spooty, he's Sporty.
No.
Yeah.
Can't change it?
I can, yeah, and it's always there.
Sporty.
I swipe
Like Sporty
Spooty,
Spice.
Sporty, change.
Oh, dang it.
Hey, Sporty.
Sporty Spice.
And hey, I'm Jason.
That's where I go.
That's what my name is. And I like toys and things that are cool. And
That was very Groundhog Day.
okay.
It looks like we're going to have some weather again.
Oh, well, I have to mention it again because it's so awesome. We got a new sponsor. Just when you thought there wasn't a company out there that could keep up with the biggest and baddest toy podcast in the business, look no further. We're super proud to announce that we've partnered with BigBadToyStore.com. That's right.
Big Bad.
BBTS and Cracktastic Plastic together at last.
I can't wait to see the babies.
But it's super easy. Next time you want to visit BBTS, just use our affiliate link, bbts.cracktasticplastic.com, and it takes you to the same Big Bad Toy Store that we know and love. And doing that really helps them know that we sent you there, so it helps a lot. But that's pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I know you. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I am enthusiastic.
Oh, great. It's Groundhog Show.
You should probably put a link in the description.
Yes.
Like Abe Lincoln
Yeah.
or Jesus Christ.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
I know.
I used to have a guy for that.
I know that no one likes talking about their age, but today it's going to happen. All four of us are in our 40s.
Some more than others.
Some farther along than others. Don't look at me.
Don't look at
But
me.
in our 40s nonetheless. Since this is episode 40, I thought it might be a good time to talk about what it's like being a toy collector in their 40s. All them good things and maybe not good things. I don't know. We'll discuss it later.
In the twilight of their 40s.
And we're also going to visit a toy store that we got to go to on Toy Tour 22.
Yes.
That's a lot
That's
of
correct.
You should type it. It's even harder.
Type Toy Tour 22.
Toy.
10 times.
I don't think it's pronounced toy.
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 W in that?
You can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and now Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic. But all those can be found at cracktasticplastic.com. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our other sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They got the sweetest stickers, guys.
Yeah,
I
that
love
thing's like
stickering.
they're like really uplifting and really, it's like a
The
Hallmark
stickers
card.
are
Yeah,
uplifting?
They're
They
so
also have an
they're
armory
really
where you can
sweet.
get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry for your toys. That's toyhacks.com.
And Corey doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
But right now, let's
That's
talk about
pretty
what
troll.
toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt. What we call Thrill of the Hunt. And come on, where's the snapping? That's not a snap. One more time, third time shut. Oh,
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
well, all right. It looks like Corey's got an Evil Knievel jump over some human setup going on over here. I can't wait to
yeah,
hear.
I didn't even think about that. Here, I'll try it now.
Do it. Oh,
It didn't work.
but what did you find lately?
Okay, so Destro's Despoiler. I didn't know this. I'm sure a lot of people do, but I didn't know this. There was here. Go ahead. That's version 2 Destro. Here's a version 1 to pass around. You can take him out of there, compare and contrast. The Despoiler fits on. There's like this big thing that's part of Destro's whatever October Guard or whatever the fuck called the Demon, and that thing like mounts on top. And I didn't know that because I didn't have the Demon when I was a kid, and I only found that out like this year sometime.
What's the despoiler?
The Despoiler is the thing he's flying in there.
Is it like a jet
It's
that you could describe?
oh. So if you don't know what GI Joes are, the Despoiler looks like it's like a flying version of the Mart carts at Walmart.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a little
little
go-kart.
small.
Yeah, it is.
Go-kart
It's-
with wings.
Yeah,
and guns.
and a droopy
It's like if
gun
he
in
was
the front.
riding a manta ray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a better
And
description.
yeah, and the version 2 Destro with his red cape and his gold head instead of his bare chest and chrome head.
I already sound
That's
dumb,
gold.
but like it's
Yeah,
just
just
called a
looking into
cape.
the light.
It's just a half cape. What is that thing?
I don't know, a
Is
sash. I don't know.
What is
It's-
it?
If you put it over the front, I think if you flip it over, it says Fair, like Washington County Fair Queen 2022.
And which one's this distro?
Best-
That's Destro
best in
version
show.
1.
One. No cape.
I don't know if I'm going to pass all this stuff around. Worms, Worms. I brought him last time. Worms that looks like the Rocketeer. Last time he didn't have his antenna. This time he does.
Oh, be careful with the. Snapped it off.
This is
Whoops.
let's
Just kidding.
see.
Oh, the Rocketeer guy.
Yeah, Firefly. Finally completed him. So I've got his gun and his walkie in his backpack. The walkie is a repro, but I don't care. This is Footloose. I got him this week. He's just army looking. You gotta cut it.
Does he come in a 2-pack with Fancy
He
Free?
comes wherever he wants.
Did I miss the Rocketeer joke?
You did. You missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep up.
And so, okay. So this was more of a thrill of the forgot about it and found it in the center console of my truck.
He said this was Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's Kevin's bacon. Comes wherever he wants, I think is the joke that we made earlier.
This
Yeah, I don't
lost
think that
guy.
was
What's
correct.
his name?
This is a wetsuit.
I had
This
that
is his
guy
name.
as a kid.
Yep.
Did you?
Yep. So I had it.
It burned
I
in the
have
fire.
another one that was all green and shitty looking, and then I found that one and bought it. Forgot about it, and it has been in the center console of my truck for like 6 months. But as per every other wetsuit on the planet, his screws are all rusty because you play with them in the water. And
Yep.
there's a couple, but this one, this is the one I'm most excited about. That's Captain Giraffe Pants.
Code name Captain Giraffe.
Giraffe
Pants.
Pants.
Yeah, Captain
You'll
Giraffe
see it in the
Pants.
video on
Yeah.
YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, his pants look like giraffes. Everybody calls him Captain. I don't know if everybody calls him Captain Giraffe Pants, but everyone has giraffe pants somewhere in the description for him. That's version 3 Leatherneck, and I'll read you his file card. His name is Wendell. Let's see. All right, here we go. It's pretty short. There's only one way to train hard. So drop and give me 50. Leatherneck was the hardest gunny that ever slogged through the mud of Camp Lejeune. That's very French. Yeah, it's French for the Jeune. Before that, he was the toughest drill sergeant on Paris Island. Men that have gone through his training say they would rather crawl over broken glass than be on his bad side. He demands countless push-ups for mistakes and enjoys leading 30-mile hikes through hot and humid Paris Island swamps. He insists he is a tough disciplinarian because he wants his soldiers to be prepared for the worst, and when you have dealt with Cobra as long as he has and as often as he has, you come to expect the worst. Anyway, that's Captain Giraffe Pants' file card. I do not know what the fuck Hasbro was thinking when they honestly,
Did they use the giraffe's tongue for his?
I don't know. I think what they did was
Dress
they
tongues are
watched a
purple.
Suzanne Summers workout video and just copied one of her outfits.
Was it Bob Hoskins that was in Super Mario Brothers as Mario?
He
Yeah.
was,
That's what he looks like.
He
in the
does kind of
face.
look like Bob Hoskins, like a cross
Also
between
on Who
Bob
Framed Roger
Hoskins
But like
Rabbit.
not fat enough, but
and John Gordon's dad.
Oh, yeah.
a reference they'll all get.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get it besides us, but he does
Not
kind
the
of.
Bob Hoskins
mean,
one.
I don't get it. I don't
No,
know.
well, I mean, he's kind of
I've never
maybe
seen him.
maybe more Bob Hoskins / Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He's got anyway.
It's a
I've got
stash.
others, but I'm done. You guys go ahead.
But those pants.
But the
I mean,
pants.
you
Thanks for
can't-
showing
you
off them
can't-
pants.
Yeah, you can't beat these pants. Like there's no coming.
So were
back.
these all eBay finds or?
Some of them are eBay, some of them are trades.
This guy's supposed to be Russian.
He's supposed to be Mercer. He was in the
One with the
circus.
red beard.
Yeah, he was a circus freak. I don't remember what his backstory was. We all watched the G.I. Joe movie recently. That's one of Sarge's Renegades. This is another. I got him I got him a long time ago, but this is Red Dog. He's another one of Sergeant Slaughter's Renegades that I got recently.
But no Sergeant Slaughter yet.
No, but now that I've got 2 of his Renegades and I only need 1 more, I might as well get one.
Yeah.
So I'll
I
have
mean,
one eventually.
That
He's
only
just
makes
getting
sense.
he's getting pricey. Like people are
Sarge?
Yeah, people
Yeah.
are asking like $50 for like the most common one. It's getting a little stupid. So I'll get one eventually for cheaper than that, but I'm not
Cool.
I'm not like hunting him hard or anything.
Probably should, though, before we lose him. Then he'll probably go up quite a bit.
Oh, that's true. He is. He thinks he's gonna die soon.
Plus, plus, if you get him, then we can tag him in a Twitter post.
That's true.
since he
Yeah.
follows
Hopefully,
us.
still following
Yeah.
us.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
I mean, I tagged him, and when I got that crossover wrestler, he didn't.
Yeah.
His daughter also is on Twitter
Oh, that's
Is
cool.
and is
she?
a wrestler.
His daughter's a wrestler.
I believe so.
Corporal Slaughter.
I
He's
think.
73 years old.
Oh, that's
Dang.
not that old.
For a wrestler, that's ancient.
That's pretty old for. I mean, yeah, but he's not still wrestling.
No, he's
He
like,
should.
But he did like pretty late in his
Yeah.
career.
yeah,
Speaking of ancient, let's go to old graybeard Elgin over here.
exactly. I got lots of stuff again. So I did a live, kind of an impromptu live build with Ethan because he wanted to do this. So I was like, okay, we'll just set the camera and do a live
Because
YouTube.
he's
build.
like famous on YouTube.
Pretty much. So these I got these at our reunion Corey and I went to.
Oh.
They were on the raffle thing. They are mystery builds that Zuru, I think is the company, Zuru Max or something. They have them at Walmart for like $3. They're like in an egg-shaped container.
Yeah.
And they're just mystery builds.
Lego compatible.
Yeah, they say compatible with all building blocks.
Yeah.
So this was just called Jet. That
But
was,
just so there's no instruction.
there are instructions,
So then it.
but you don't know what it is when you
Mystery,
buy it. You don't
okay.
know when there's 8 different ones. You can't see because it's all blocked out.
Gotcha. It wasn't just here's a bunch of bricks. Good luck.
When you open it up, then you find out what you have.
That's
Right.
cool.
The other one, so the Jet is like a white and bluish purple, whatever color that is.
It's blue
and possibly red.
and broken now. Thanks,
And
Corey.
broken. They break very easily. I've had to. The video's done, so I really don't need them anymore. The content is already out there, so.
Did this come off?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that's.
What's that?
So the other one is a fire truck, I think is what it was called. But they had stickers too. You could apply stickers. That was the airways on the jet, and this just has fire department on the sides. And then I added some more because it came with like extra pieces, and now the jet is totally broken.
Trying to put it back together, keeps falling apart. Do it over the table.
Yeah, not so it hits the ground and breaks into more pieces.
Right.
Okay. Sorry.
But the other one is just like a red, kind of a standard red fire truck with a little hose. That's what the top part is. And it does kind of move, but it'll break easily. So I just kind of put it in one spot. I'm looking your direction. But yeah, they were just both. I mean, I'm glad I got two different ones, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of tell because when you look at it, it's like one had blue pieces and one had red pieces. So I was like, okay, those are probably two different things. So we just built them, did a, I don't know, half-hour live build on YouTube and just, put them together, I
Sweet.
guess.
Building blocks are fun.
Yeah.
I finally got them all back together.
Sweet.
I only lost 2 pieces. Those are those feel like slightly better than the GI Joe building block sets
These are kind
that
of
I had to glue together.
Yeah. There are some, when I was building it, they were like, it would have made more sense to stabilize pieces when they were building it, but they like intentionally built them over other pieces so there wasn't anything. So if you push down, it like pushes into an empty space. Like just add an extra piece.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill you to add one more piece.
I got when we were on tour, I got those building block sets from, where did we go? Was it a Five Below?
Yeah, went there and then that other place too.
Yeah, it wasn't Five Below. It was that other. Yeah, but it was like one of those big discount stores, and there was like an airport one and a hospital, and I haven't put the hospital one.
Sullivan's.
Oh, Smiley.
Okay.
Oh, damn it! It's too expensive.
With
but
the
those,
guy's face, the
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders.
Took the picture
Yeah.
with the
I
dude.
know.
God. Anyway, those sets.
Ollie's.
Always.
That's it. Ollies. They were terrible. Like so the. The jet that was in the airport set was like this long and about this wide, and literally 3/4 of the blocks in that
How
jet.
long?
This long.
12 inches.
No, it's about
11 and a
7
half.
or 8 inches long and about 7 or 8 inches wide with the wings.
And this is
in.
guy inches.
Guy inches, yeah. But like half of the blocks were just like the flat single Lego, like the smallest Lego piece there is.
Like the one. No,
yeah.
The flat, yeah.
Yeah,
Flats.
there were like 90 of those things, and it's like stack
so
these up to
many.
make the sides. Like instead of just one piece that's like 16 long and a regular height Lego brick,
Sure.
like one of those, maybe 2 of those on each side. It was literally about 90 of those things. Like stack them 4 high and then stack
I'm
them
just like, we got all these leftover
16 in a
singles.
row.
What do we do?
Oh my God,
Throw
it
'em
was
in the
so
hospital set.
tedious, and my son was like, "Let's build this thing." And about 4 minutes into it, I was like, "This is terrible. I hate this so much." So, I kind of hid the other one downstairs because I don't want to put it together. So it's just hanging out in the basement.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I got some more of the CGI Netflix He-Man Master Universe Netflix
I
show.
thought you didn't collect those.
I don't. Well, I
Nobody
got
does.
Prince Adam. I think I got this as a gift a
Looks
while
cool.
back. He basically looks like exactly on the show with kind of his as a small child. I guess he's probably in his teens. I don't really remember how old he's supposed to be. There is some articulation. He does come with this power sword and everything.
so that's not like a Legend of Zelda toy.
It's not a Legend of Zelda toy, unfortunately.
Okay.
Boy, it sure
But it
looks
very
like
could if you put a little hat on him.
I mean,
it would probably would be.
Does that not look very much like one of the swords from the Zelda video game?
Like
okay.
it's like a Hyrule sword or
yeah.
something. You know?
Okay.
But yeah, he looks. I mean, the way he's dressed with his pants and boots.
Well, he's just got his hood
boots and
down.
pants. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
I
much.
I like the colors, that brown and foresty green.
Yeah.
It's great. Is that a stress mark?
Yeah, it came with the stress mark, so that was
Oh,
cool.
right on
Good,
his crotch.
Yeah, right. And on the back too, there's one.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
too bad.
it came in package with stress marks or with like painting that was like rubbed off. I think maybe.
Huh.
But yeah, so that was awesome. But it's fine because I don't collect
$10.
them. So,
Oh, and
I'm just closely examining this toy's
his butthole.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that the head sculpt looks pretty much exactly like on the show.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing with these CGI is that they look very
Brilliant.
much like the show, which is nice because
Yeah.
it doesn't happen a lot with figures.
No, not always.
Also, Walmart had this Man-at-Arms on Sky Sled on clearance for $15. They're normally $21.
What toy line is this?
It's the same CGI
Oh, okay.
He-Man in the Messy Universe. So basically, I got this for the price of one. Basically, the figures are now $12, so I got this for $15, and I got basically a figure and a vehicle. And the Sky Sled is that kind of teal color,
You did it.
and orange
Yeah.
on
Might
his
be
shoulder.
purple.
And orange on might be some sort of blue
It
and
looks
green
cool.
combination of colors. This was the only vehicle, so they have a Pain Thor and the Road Ripper combo figures and vehicles out, but this was really the only one that looked good, because it looks a lot like the Sky Sled vehicle, which was a jet, which didn't make any sense that it was a motorcycle, and they made a anyway.
It's very Tron.
But at least they
looking.
got
Yeah,
the color
it's very
scheme
Tron-like
close.
also, which is kind of cool. And I like how he's, like you said, very Tron-like. And
Yeah.
so, and for $15, I was like, sure, why not?
It kind of
So,
looks a little bit like the robot from the new Lost in Space series too. The
Yeah,
guy's
a little bit.
head sculpt and stuff.
So that's not stress mark.
Is it just paint?
No, it's so the dye and the plastic wasn't thoroughly mixed through when
Oh.
they injected and molded it,
Okay.
and it's the same with the other green too, on the back.
Yeah.
So it's just white plastic.
So I could just
isn't colored
use a pen or
correctly.
something.
Yeah.
It kind of looks cool because it's on all the same that same colored pieces. It's on all of them.
And it
but,
kind of looks like a belt buckle,
yeah.
sort of.
Just get a gold Sharpie and make it a belt buckle.
Yeah.
But, I love the hawk head on this motorcycle.
And that's very much like the Sky Sled was,
Yeah, that's
which I have
awesome.
for the Origin. You could take it on the Origin one. You can take off the headpiece and put it with different headpieces.
I like that it's got training wheels too, so it won't fall over.
Yeah, so you can run
Stays
it
up.
across and it'll stay up,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Very cool.
He didn't come with a weapon, which is strange. All the other ones did,
Because his motorcycle has a gun on the front.
but it doesn't matter because I don't collect those. So
Yeah. How many of these have you not collected so far?
I mean, they're all on the shelf over there on behind.
If he doesn't
which
take
is
them home,
which is where
they're not
which is
his.
where these two
Apparently, I collect them.
are. Yeah, which is where these two are going after the episode. They're going on the shelf of forgotten toys, I guess.
I mean, there's been at least one person who's like, "That's a pretty sweet He-Man collection." I'm like, thanks.
Thanks.
We'll take all the credit.
The last thing I have is the Mattel Creations exclusive Wondar for the Origin that came out and was sold out within 2 minutes. And
Literally.
I was surprisingly able to get one, probably because the internet at work was better than at my house.
In your mom's basement.
Exactly. And it came with this sweet shipping box as well. Two different
I think I was
sides
more
of the-
excited about the shipping box than the actual figure.
Yeah.
The
They did a
art's
good
really
job.
cool.
They did a good job on
Yeah.
the figure. I
So
mean,
speaking of being old, I mean, we're all at the age where we keep boxes because they're it's a really good box.
Yeah.
that's a cool box,
that?
bro. This is the back art of it. I'll pass it around here so you guys can see that.
Oh man, I was talking with Flyboy the other day, and we were talking about your video for Wondar and how we both just had. You fucking did it on purpose, I swear. But everyone's like, don't cut into that, and you're like, here I go, and then you stop, and you're like, what? People are gonna really
Yeah.
freak, and you're like, he just prolonged it. We're just like, cut it open already if you're gonna do it. Oh, it was torturous and
Yeah.
awesome, and Flyboy hated it.
Oh, sure.
obviously, but-
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and it did come with the mini comic with it as well, talking about the lost legend of Wondar, which is kind of a named figure, but
I really hope they do some of these skeletons.
they are.
They
actually.
are?
Yeah, they
Oh, that's
they
awesome.
showed up at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
So I think eventually, hopefully, they're not going to be exclusive. There'll be I know because people are going to army build them.
Yeah, of course they are.
So
Like, they need
it
to
would
make
make
a
more
shit
sense.
ton of
Yeah,
them.
make more sense to put them out as retail and just,
They will sell the living hell out of
Oh,
those
yeah.
things
And
if
they-
they
they
actually
look cool,
produce
too.
Really good standing outside of the Eternia.
Yeah,
the
or
Turning Place
trying to climb the walls of Castle Grayskull.
What'd you think of
and
that,
back.
Elgin? Get your thoughts on tape.
for the Eternia playset.
How good did that look?
It looked awesome,
It
and I
looked
want
so
it so
good.
bad. The box is going to be huge, though. I mean,
What
it's got
is
to be bigger
your
than
what is your
Grayskull.
threshold, like your price threshold when it comes out retail? Like, I will be willing to spend this
Everybody's
much.
saying
It's got to be. I mean, so
$354.
But like, how much do you think you'll be willing to spend?
if
on
I
it?
have the cash, I'll probably. It won't matter. The price won't matter. If I have cash available for it,
Yeah.
honestly,
like, so $500 wouldn't be too much.
that might be.
Okay, see, that's what I'm
That's
trying to
probably
get to.
be
Like,
under that.
It
lot of-
should. I mean,
like-
so Castle Grayskull was 80.
yeah,
So this has got. It's bigger, obviously. So
Yeah.
it's got to be maybe 160.
I bet it's.
175.
I bet it. I
Yeah, a
bet
lot-
it tops 200.
a lot of toy guys I've listened to they're saying they expect no more
199.
3 to 4, and they say that 5 is that number that's too much for most people.
It is.
Like 5, you just
I mean,
Yeah.
turns too many people off. But they wouldn't be
one,
surprised.
199.99 probably.
I'm
would
gonna.
make more sense.
That's gonna be my guess. Is it's gonna retail at $200.
The problem is, I'm just not gonna. It's gonna depend on when
Yep.
it comes out.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come out in the
You just
fall,
have to.
and I probably won't
Like
have
this,
any
you think it's
blind
gonna come out this
save.
fall or next?
this fall.
Really?
I thought anyway. I thought that's what they said is 2022,
Wow.
Oh man, it looks
and
so good.
unless it's a pre-order thing, so then it'll
I mean,
come
I
out
think
next
they'd
year.
be making a mistake if they made
exclusive.
you wait until next fall. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
now's
I
the
mean,
time
it's
to-
gonna. I think. Yeah. I mean, it's got to come out before Christmas time.
yeah, and I just won't have the cash at that time,
Mm.
like extra cash,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Unless you sell something this weekend.
Yeah, I don't have anything to sell.
So buy one, then sell it to you later.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, but they did do a good job on Wondar.
Heck yeah.
He looks awesome.
They used his black Zodak armor, which was basically from a weapons pack from the original one. The original Wondar, not really. They never called him Wondar. He was just Savage He-Man.
And what does the original go for these days?
Oh, like $500-600.
What?
Yeah,
The original?
Yeah.
That's without it. That's incomplete.
that's
The
yeah.
one.
I mean, loose probably is like
Yeah.
5 to 6.
I was gonna say I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one incomplete, or I haven't seen one complete for less than like $2,000.
Yeah, there.
Jesus.
I think I saw one at Kokomo when we were there the very first time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's that figure." And because it was so expensive, I'm like,
behind
Yeah.
glass.
and I couldn't touch it because it was behind glass because
Yeah.
that's what they do at Kokomo's. But they had one there. The only kind of weird thing is they did all brown weapons. The gun is supposed to be black. That was what the original one was. And it had different weapons. I mean, it had more weapons, I think.
I wonder if you can find a black one, like a
I'm sure you
reproduction
can. I could
black
probably
one.
just spray paint that one.
Isn't the gun also? No, the sword thing's buzz offs, right?
The
axe is
the
Buzz-Off's.
axe is Buzz-Off's axe. The sword is from Castle Grayskull's weapons rack. The gun is Zodak's.
Zodax.
This is the black harness that he wears is Zodak's from a weapons pack that you could have gotten from the vintage set that came with like different colors Beastman stuff,
Yeah.
the yellow Beastman, and a different whip and some other weapons. So kind of aftermarket when these all went to clearance when they stopped doing the promotion because Mattel did a buy 4 get 1 free promotion type thing. Then they'd send out a naked figure which didn't cost anything because it's just a repaint. Send out repainted weapons which they already had in production, and then you have a figure. And it was only called Wondar afterwards when the classics redid it and gave them a little loaf of bread with the figure, and then they started calling it Wondar. It was never really called that originally. So,
Too funny.
but yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome, man. So glad you got him.
I'm actually very happy with that. He looks really great.
I mean,
Like, he
chances
looks-
are you're
yeah.
never going to have an original in your collection.
No.
And that was the thing too.
But
with
it
a
looks,
lot of these origins,
it looks
you
so
know.
good. Like,
I mean,
I'm glad
unless
they
I
did
won
that.
that $1 billion on
Yeah,
Mega Millions.
exactly.
yeah.
But yeah, they did the head sculpt, kind of the classic head sculpt
Yeah.
and everything. So that was
Love
kind of nice. And yeah, they did a great job on him.
All right, Spudamus.
I don't have a whole lot, but so I got this G1 Chop Shop. Is missing a little paint. Isn't too bad. His joints are a little loose, but he's
You'll
all
have that.
yeah. He doesn't have his weapons, but he's not. His legs aren't broken or anything, and that's usually what happens. The antenna sometimes get broken off too,
Is he a bug?
so he turns into a pincher bug,
He's a deluxe Insecticon.
deluxe Insecticon. Yeah.
So like one of those rhinoceros beetles,
Dung beetle.
dung beetle.
It's kind of sort. That was
That's the
Scarab.
other one.
That's the green one that I
Mirage.
had before.
Is it like a scarab beetle?
So I mean, you see his pinchers, like they basically just close, and that's the front of the bug. So
Okay.
yeah. And this I've had for a long time, but I figured I'd just show it because it's like the best Megatron that they've probably like really ever put out, in my opinion. Because he still turns into a gun. I don't even remember what series this one. Is that Energon
Nope, that's from Classics.
Classics?
And-
Yeah.
And he's known as Nerf Megatron.
Yeah.
Because of them colors.
He
Does he
looks
show-
like
I
a
thought
Nerf
'cause
gun
he
when
shot.
he transforms, or
Well, he's got the
No.
like the orange.
Those
Yeah.
ridiculous colors.
Yeah.
Neon green and bright purple.
Oh
What,
yeah, and his
uh,
eyes light up if you shine light
like-
through the back.
what year ish?
Should have been 2001-ish.
Okay, so at the tail end of all the neon stuff.
I mean, that's about when. I mean, the 2000X series from
Yeah.
Motu came out was around that time, 2003, and they did all those crazy colors.
It's just he's nuts because he doesn't fit with any of the other toys in that line.
Yeah,
He's just
not at
so
all.
unique to
Yeah.
his own thing.
I love his eyeliner.
But
Right.
it's Megatron as a gun.
Yeah.
Again, which they haven't really done since then. Again.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
It's usually a tank or a jet or something.
yeah,
That's it.
And then I always wanted to get the Takara version.
So yeah, there is a recolor of them.
They did them in the actual gray
Oh, that would be
Wow,
cool.
That'd be awesome.
game as.
He's a little back heavy. He likes to fall over. So.
Yeah.
He needs heels to match his eyeliner.
All right, well, I got some things too. Pretty excited about.
Did you?
I did. Let's start with superpowers. Yeah, because I always collected those. Nope, but
Did you when you were a
No.
small boy?
when I was a little
Like
boy.
everybody had a Superman figure somewhere in their
Yeah.
house.
I did not.
Did your brother?
Nope.
Weird.
But McFarlane, the Todd, he put out. He's kind of redoing this line, and it really sticks close to the original packaging, and that's why I wanted it. Is these colors? This card back is so beautiful. It just looks so good on the wall. It really pops, and so I found the three guys. I still got to get the Batwing and Supermobile, but.
Wasn't the Supermobile the one thing that Jay's Zabornik talked about?
Jay's B.
Might
Jay's
have been.
B? Because why is Superman
Because why
flying?
does Superman need a car?
Why does
Oh, I
he?
know.
Why does he need a plane? Because he can fly.
I mean, maybe he wants air conditioning. Maybe he wants
mean-
Maybe he wants to watch a movie while he's.
But there are three of them out right now. There's a Batman, and then this is Superman. He looks really good.
He looks super.
Are there
Yep.
plans for more?
And Darkseid. Yeah, I think there
Dark-
is, I believe. I don't know if they're announced. I think it's just right at this moment how well sales go. But, I mean, they're really just coming out. Not all Walmarts have them yet. We've been looking,
Yeah.
friends. And
So Superman looks like Conan O'Brien when he's like doing like the beady eye stare.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Insane-
Darkseid looks great though.
Yeah. Insane Mike has one little beef. He said,
Poor Mike.
I know.
You can buy a pump for that, Mike. Or pills.
The card art is original for like Superman and Batman, but they changed it for Darkseid, but Batman art's different, and he's like it takes up more, and then he does this geeky nerdy complaint thing, and it's different, and different is bad. I don't
Yeah,
know,
of course. Obviously, yeah.
but yeah, they're really pretty, and I love them.
Mike also likes Aquaman a whole lot, so
He
he
does.
can't really put any stock in his opinion of anything.
It's interesting that these are 12 and over for
Yeah.
the age group for these
That
toys.
is a little high, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
for
not,
no
I
more
feel
than
like
they
my
are.
2-year-old probably wouldn't choke on that.
I mean, there's not a lot of articulation, looks like, so I would say like 5 and over would be.
Yeah.
but those are usually choking hazard warnings. Like, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, there's no soft goods on this one.
Yeah.
On Dark Side. There is on.
Dark Sade.
And so I won a contest thanks to Elgin. He signed us every time some contest comes along.
On the gram.
Was it an essay contest?
Yes.
No, it's a tag your friends.
It wasn't my birthday, so it wasn't an essay
Oh.
contest.
And just got it the other day, and it's from Castle Bro Skull. Making old, forgotten, and broken toys rad again.
Bro.
Kevin over there, he did a little drawing, and I won the wheel. I was even though I'd already knew I won, and when I watched the video the first time, I'm like, oh my god, I won!
Yeah.
So we didn't say what platform?
On Instagram.
Instagram at Castle Bro Skull
There's his business
And
card for the
Facebook.
video.
and
As well.
Facebook
And his
slash
email.
Castle Bro Skull.
But yeah, he repaints a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, you can send in like old vintage Castle Grayskulls and have them repaint
Like
them.
he does commissions.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Just repaint stuff and
Yeah.
make it look cooler.
And so he calls this his Beastman themed Death Liger.
I love it.
But it's fucking gorgeous.
It is, yeah.
The way that blue on his snout there with his red mane is badass, and those horns, and
I love the way you say snout.
thanks. And you probably won't see it on the video, but just the detail in this rib cage of that, the way he fades the purple. Anyway, it's painted amazingly. I love it. It turned out amazing.
Show him his action feature.
Oh god, he's got under his ribs here. There's a little wee.
You can raise the
He's
roof.
scooping the litter.
Yeah, I don't know. Never looked up his old original version, but yeah, some like skeleton based cat.
Yeah. Like
That blue is a little bit baboonish,
It comes,
yeah, a little bit.
but it's cool. That thing is.
it's really neat. So
Super
definitely want to
awesome.
thank Kevin for that.
Oh, he fell over.
He'll do that. And then
He's tired.
lastly, I'm pretty excited. I got a new legacy figure, and I've really been loving they've been doing a lot of repaints
Mm-hmm.
of Diaclone versions, which was the original Japanese toy line before Hasbro bought them and put them out in 84, 5.
Cool.
And so we know Twin Twist as this blue and gray little fella, but before that he was painted like this. And everybody has a Twin Twist
I don't.
or Top Spin somewhere. It's like the most popular dang toy ever. It's in every junk bin everywhere. But anyways, this is based on his Titan Returns Twin Twist, which was some exclusive damn thing that it's one of the few that I don't have, and he goes for like $1 million now. So at least I still get the mold this way, which is cool. But yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I was going to talk about, so you know Hasbro's moving to the no plastic packaging.
Right.
So you can see the box is, just an enclosed box. He's part of this Wreckers Wreck and Rule collection too, which was an Amazon exclusive. There's like 5 or 6 figures, and they all come with like a paper thing that builds this big giant hammer, so it becomes I forgot how they call it, paper toy. But anyway, so in this packaging, I just wanted to show it. It was really cool. There's no plastic inside. There's no nothing. It's like
Not
this,
even a toy. There's just an empty box.
now. But they put them in this thing and just had tape. So it was like this weird ass accordion piece of cardboard
So
with
there's
just some tape.
There's no zip ties holding it in.
No zip
Oh my
ties, no
God.
nothing. It's awesome.
They finally learned
They
something.
finally figured it out in a way. It's really. I thought it was-
So when people go to the store, they can just bring like a knife and open up the box, take the toy out.
well, they could now anyway
then-
with any toy. I think.
yeah.
More so because now they don't have zip ties to worry about.
Are we passing the cardboard
I
around?
don't know.
I don't know. I'm used to passing things around, but I just thought it was neat. to
Looks like
get to-
cardboard.
Get to see it all. in
It transforms into recycling.
there. Hey, kitty. All right, so
Here's this.
Oh,
yeah,
look at that
the
gun.
gun.
Version.
It is like a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can see through through the scope. Like, don't look at a light. Yeah.
Guys, we're 40. We're in our 40s.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to
I
the
had
topic yet.
I had two people today think
Mention-
that I was like mid-30s.
Aw,
So you're doing
lucky.
something right.
People that like have known me for a while too.
That's always good.
Yeah.
As recently as like 2 years ago, someone guessed me at somewhere around 28.
Hell
I
yeah.
have grayed out a lot in the last couple of years.
Once I heard it, I'm like, all right, now I can do great.
I've been great and bald for a while, so
Yeah.
it's even
He's
before,
either
even
22
before,
or he's 55. We don't know.
even before I was 40, it was touch and go.
But I know it's not a stigma or anything, but I know it's in our brains that there are probably moments where we're huddled around our toy and we're just like, what's happening here? I'm 40 something and I'm playing with toys.
I try not to think about it.
And why? I don't know. So Corey, how do you feel about being 40 and playing with toys? Is it
I'm 45 and playing with toys.
that's great?
Man, I don't have any aversion to it. I mean, like for me, it's always been make sure that the bills are paid and that my children are not hungry and that everything that I have to take care of is taken care of. And as long as I'm not leaving my family destitute, then buy some toys. But like, I mean, I don't feel any shame or embarrassment about it. I'm actually like really super proud about all my cool toys. And
For real.
I get a lot of looks sometimes, but I almost always have a G.I. Joe shirt on. And, I was thinking about it when I was walking into Hy-Vee the other day. Like, I'm a grown man. I'm wearing a G.I. Joe shirt out in public.
Man,
I'm
people think
okay
I'm cool.
with it. Yeah, like people
High
probably
fives
just
like
think
all
I'm-
around, just
yeah,
walking down the
like,
aisles like
it's all me.
ba-bam.
Like I'm just like high five, and then like I'll high five the cereal boxes and knock them over off the shelf. But it's. I mean,
Should you be going out in public?
We've
Not
wondered that
without-
for years.
not without my helmet. No, it's. I mean, for me, it's always been like. I mean, people spend money on everything. Like it's.
Yeah.
People our age, they have hobbies. They're either spending money on something like this, or they're racing. Spending money on their race cars. They're spending money on guns. They're hunting. They're fishing. I mean, fishing
Fishing guns.
stuff.
Yep.
Fishing stuff is expensive as fuck. If you want something good, like I mean.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I'm buying these toys, and most of it is just like. For me, it's about kind of preserving them, and I know a lot of people get pissed about like restoring paint applications and stuff, but I don't care because I want them to look good on the shelf. So I touch up
for
paint,
you.
and it's for me. I touch up the paint. I de-rust the screws. I stick them in a bottle of peroxide and sit them out in the sun to de-yellow them and stuff like. It's more about preservation of this stuff. And, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I'll keep this stuff forever. But for now, like, I love it. And it's very, very much like, hey, I'm nostalgic. It's just giving me a feeling.
You bring up a good point. Like, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I'm not going to be doing this when I'm blah, blah, blah. I have a hard time, like, how am I not going to be doing this?
Yeah, I mean...
I don't... Or like, what's going to change?
The prices of things.
Well, I suppose that's about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big hindrance to getting a lot of the things that I want is like...
Yeah. I mean, it's prices.
Yeah.
A big part of what we decide what we get.
We're definitely in a boom market right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Prices are up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've all been doing it long enough. We know they'll hopefully go back
I'm
down,
also
right?
getting to a point in my life now where like... Well... Not life. I'm getting to a point in my collection where, like, I'm down to like there's not a whole lot left that I need to get, so I'm willing to spend more on it.
Yep.
And because I'm in my 40s and my wife is rich, I can afford to spend a little
helps.
more on it. Like, I mean, like,
She obviously doesn't listen to this.
no, she doesn't. So like this Footloose figure that I brought, like. he was complete, and I actually got a good deal. I paid $25 for him complete, and I feel like that was a good deal. I think if someone tried to get $40 out of him complete, they probably would eventually. But 25 is like average. So, and like I think the spoiler, I paid $15 for it, but people try and get $30 to $40 out of it all the time. And if it was like, this is the last thing I need to complete my collection, I'm going to spend $40 on it because it's like the last $40 I need to spend, which it wouldn't be because I would buy more stuff. But as far as like the things that I need, that I have to complete my childhood run, stuff like that, like it's now getting down to the more expensive things, and some of them might be $100 or $200, and eventually, not this year, but next year maybe, I will be okay with spending that much on something that I need because I can afford it and I don't feel guilty about it, and my kids can look at my stuff and not have toys of their own, and I don't give a shit. Just kidding.
They can get their toys at Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Which they love.
Yeah.
Which Ilgen does a lot
Which
of.
yeah.
How do you
Ren
feel
loves
about
the Final Faction stuff.
It's a great line.
Yeah.
It's a great toy line,
I know.
honestly. Like for what it is and for
Yeah.
how much it costs.
I mean, you have an entire toy line for $20.
Yeah.
And it's not that you two use it a lot as a reason, but you both do have kids,
Yeah.
and you can always, if you're like
you
talking
get
to
caught
a
in
stranger,
public.
right? You're like, no, it's for my son.
I mean, I said that when I was getting those Sonic toys because he was with me, and it was
Yeah.
like I don't know what I said exactly, but I mean he was with me. I was probably gonna say something like, "He's gonna cry if he
I
doesn't
just
get
hiss
his
at
toys."
people when they look at me in the store buying shit.
He's hiss, and then run away. Throw it at him and then run away. Knock stuff over. I think I appreciate like the toys more now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, and not only like my own stuff that I collect, but like all you guys' stuff. It's like it's just awesome to see all of it, and not only just collect Motu, but Final Faction and other stuff. And with doing a bunch of toy photography and everything, that's kind of helped as well. Just like looking at it, it's like art, looking
Yeah.
at it, and
Finding the thing that's photogenic and
Yeah.
being willing to spend a little money on it
Right.
because it looks
because
cool.
it has more articulation, so
Yeah.
it can be posed better. But it's really just the appreciation of it, and I don't know, playing with it more, I guess, as someone.
But also about
in
preserving
retirement age.
something that's
Definitely appreciate it more than when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, it broke the shit out of me.
yeah.
Yeah, and I see that with
And
with
like that,
Ethan,
just it
like,
makes me hurt now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and which is funny that like Ethan used to just destroy things like all the time. Like we'd always call him destructor because he'd just be like just like just bash it.
It's it runs
And-
the same way.
And
Right.
now I've he's like seen me like keep boxes, and like we talked about that, like older with keeping boxes
Playing
and stuff.
gentle.
Yeah, he's kept several boxes, so he's been collecting these Fortnite characters,
Mm-hmm.
which are like the
Which are cool.
7-inch, 6-inch, whatever
Yeah.
they are.
Cool.
And so he's kept all the boxes of those, and he has them up on a shelf, like lined up. And then he's like, "Hey, can you on Amazon? Can you buy me some stands for figures so that
That's
I can
awesome.
like put them up on them
That's
so they stay
cool.
up on my shelf so they don't fall over?"
tear up a little.
Good.
And I was like,
Yeah, I needed
So
to get some
proud.
for my He-Man too.
Yeah.
That's reassuring though, because like Ren
Yeah.
is very much in the destructive. His toys all
And
crash
that's-
into each
yeah.
other. But
And
he's 5.
Ethan's 10 now, so
Yeah.
it's but yeah, at 5 he was totally in that
Yeah.
like
Everything
hit it
needs
as
to
hard
smash,
as
yeah.
possible.
Throw it
Like,
yeah. I mean that's
I-
how.
I still have some from like when I was young that are broken.
Yeah.
And like I just no idea like why would that be broken?
Yeah.
Why would that be broken there?
Yeah.
I had to hit it very specifically in a specific
Why are
way.
both
with a
arms broken off?
specific- I
Like,
had to find a
I
hammer.
had to do that twice.
It looked cool the first time.
You
Yeah,
can't
do it
have
again.
just one arm. You got to have none.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised that most of my vintage Motu stuff survived. But thinking back, I really wasn't that rough on my
Well,
toys.
Motu stuff's way more robust.
It is,
than-
but I was never like throw
smash.
it on the ground
Yeah,
and kick
yeah.
it type of mentality.
Yeah. But there's a lot of
That's
a
the
lot
toy line
more
you could
like,
do it with.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more surviving Motu stuff out
There
there
is,
that
yeah.
hasn't been
It's
broken.
it's
and-
worn. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot
played
of
with.
the,
It's worn and has no accessories.
yeah, the accessories they do have are chewed. That's,
Yeah.
I see that a lot. Is
teeth
like
marks on everything.
they're like, it's okay. There's only has a few teeth marks. I'm like,
Yeah.
it still has teeth marks. So somebody chewed on it. Like the hands are chewed and like the swords are chewed, and
Yep.
which makes sense. And your kid just stick
chew
things in
on
your mouth.
You
everything.
don't
yeah.
see that a lot on Transformers.
No.
Yeah, well, it's soft plastic
Yeah.
and stuff, but yeah, Ethan. It
You
was
see things
it was just
snapped
a
off.
yeah, it was just like he's like keeping stuff on a shelf, keeping boxes, and it's like
Aw.
it's working. It's working.
Or what have I done?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, it's working.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this question actually, like, without any prompt from me, popped up in a GI Joe Facebook group
Oh yeah.
yesterday. A guy said something about like, I'm 40 now, and I've got a 5-year-old, and I've been really nervous about letting him play with my GI Joes, but I've been monitoring him, and he hasn't broken anything, and it's actually he's talking about how it's actually really refreshing to him to watch his son start to fall in love with these toys also, and like his kid's 5, and so I asked him, like, I was just like, how destructive is your son with his own toys? Because like that's been the biggest hang up for me, like letting Ren play with anything, is that he smashes everything into everything else all the time. And he's like, actually, I started him out with He-Man because they're way more robust.
Yeah, and I did the same. I monitored Ethan with my vintage stuff that I had, and it was definitely like you have to watch.
Yeah.
You cannot look away. Because even with the vintage stuff now, like their legs will still fall off because of the rubber's all it's like deteriorating and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but you also have to buy something and give it to your kid with
Yes.
complete expectations of
Right.
it's never coming back.
yeah,
Well,
and that's with those are his toys.
You let him do
So
that,
it's like
yeah.
well, with
Yeah.
Final Faction stuff, it's like buy a bunch of them and then throw them on the ground. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're yours.
They're a buck.
And that's the thing.
Who
It's like
cares?
they're his. These are mine. But if you want to play with them, then I'm going to play with you.
Yeah.
And that helps too. Like we reinvigorate, like looking through his eyes of like playing with toys, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's why we do it. It's like to get that joy out of it.
So, Spooty, you just started a new job recently and have a whole bunch of new coworkers. How's it go when they're like, "Hey, what do you do?"
What do you do in your spare time?
Do you talk about it?
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, I mean, also like we have goats, and like it's a weird place around here.
Goats
And they're
and
kind of
toys.
used to.
Goats
Yeah.
and toys. Goats.
And basement
So
dwellers.
you're that
No-
weird guy with the goats and toys.
Yeah. And I look like this, so nobody's surprised. Really. I
They'd
mean,
be
I got like
surprised if you
Optimus
didn't.
Prime keychain, bag thingy on my backpack, and they see that crap, but nobody really, yeah. I have a couple. There's a couple younger employees that I work with that like do Gundam models and stuff like that.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
there's a lot of trainees that like get stuff like that shipped in, and I work at a Job Corps, in an undisclosed location. It's all right. The government's watching anyway.
Are they?
They're listening always. But yeah, they'll get stuff in like Gundam models and like other stuff like that. I'm like, it's pretty cool. And talk to them about that stuff for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I got lucky with a new employee where I work. It was a
Did
kind
you?
of a
Yeah.
kid.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh.
no. And he also likes cars. So, like, I'd get in a new toy and be like, check out this car. And I was getting alternators, which are based on real cars.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, oh, that's freaking cool. And, like, he'd know the kind of car it was before I would. So,
Yeah.
like, I had to at
This
least...
is the red one.
Yeah, right. And it's the red one I need. So this is why this one's special.
He was a car guy too, I guess.
Yeah, so that was kind of nice. And so everyone, he'd be, which one was that? And he found some interest that way. So like, I have somebody to talk to. I'm sure he didn't want to hear all the things I volunteered. But, yeah. I just know for me, as I get older, I get farther away from 10 years old, and
That's how math works. Yeah.
I ain't never gonna feel bad about having this hobby in my life. It like I've always said, for me, I always have my little time machines, and helps me get that nostalgic feeling and get back to being a kid. And
yeah. I mean, this nostalgia is a huge part of it.
Such a huge part for me.
Yeah. Especially holding that new toy.
Yeah.
That just came out. That it's like that really hit, like when you like see it on the shelf and grab it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it really is like we have a whole segment about the thrill of the hunt, and it's because of that. It's because.
Not now.
Oh. Sorry, I thought it was
No, it's because there's like an adrenaline rush. There's a dopamine rush when you find the thing that you're looking for, and you're like, oh shit, I need this. And then the second rush when you actually go and buy it, and like you can afford it, and yay.
Isn't that neat?
I know. So weird.
Also, still really enjoy the puzzle aspect of Transformers.
Yeah.
And the newer ones are like way more difficult, and so like way more fun than the old ones even.
Yeah, it's nice having a job.
Yeah.
You can buy your own things. It's
It
pretty
is.
neat.
Or being married
Sometimes
to someone who
it
has
causes
one.
a problem.
It helps. Any other final thoughts? Because we're gonna episode 50. You're gonna be fit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Toys are cool.
It's coming. Yeah. Do you think you'll ever stop?
Yeah, I hope
That goes
not.
for all of you.
I hope not.
Right.
Yeah,
It brings
I don't
so
know.
much
It's too fun.
joy,
It's too
right?
much fun.
I mean,
like-
I might stop collecting, but I don't think I'll ever stop owning them and playing with them and displaying them. But like, it might get to a point where there's just nothing else for me.
You're
to
not going to be
get.
like, and there. Now
Yeah.
I'm done, and I
Then
get
you-
rid of them
Then
all.
you just pack,
Right,
it,
yeah,
pack it
like-
all up and put it in the cellar.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an investment because the stuff is
suppose,
definitely
yeah.
worth way more than I ever paid for it now. But like, no, I mean, I've never been collecting to resell. Like, sometimes if I see something that's like a really super great deal, I'll snag it up and then like maybe resell it eventually. But like, no, I think there might come a time when I decide that I'm done spending money on it, but there won't be a time when I'm done like playing
that
with
next
them.
cool
and-
thing is going to come out.
I mean, it might transition from. It's already kind of starting to transition from GI Joes to Legos anyway. So,
Oh yeah.
But then they'll
There's-
have, an anniversary. Then the next
Yeah.
anniversary and then another anniversary.
and now that they've
There's
started
always-
re-releasing O-ring figures, like new O-ring figures, like I'm getting all those.
At
And
least interested in that.
yeah, and there's Transformers crossover, so there might always be something. But I don't know. We'll see.
It's just too much fun.
Yeah.
Can't quit fun. Gotta have joy in our lives.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to tell you all about our podcast network. That's the PFPN, the Prescribed Films Podcast Network. That's what it means.
Oh, that's what it means?
That is. And this
way
nice
off.
lady's going to tell you all about it.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
And we are back. It's time for Elgin to take us on a store tour.
All right. Today's store that we're going to is called Hobbies Galore, not Hobbits Galore. It's at 5733 Emporium Square in Columbus, Ohio. It's a very large store, although half of it was filled with RC car stuff. So I didn't even
And the
look
toy
at that.
half was still bigger than most
Yeah.
stores we went to.
We went to it on Toy Tour 22, and it had Motu, G.I. Joe's, Transformers, etc. Boxed, vintage, new, all that good stuff. I don't think I bought anything there because their Motu selection was small, and I had most of the stuff, which was
It happens.
common theme at most places.
That's the one Jason got yelled at.
Oh yeah, he touched something
instantly. I went and opened a case, and I
Right.
shouldn't have.
Oh man, I opened all kinds of cases and no one said anything to me.
Yeah.
I was like thumbing through all the GI Joe
And I did
stuff
it right
and-
by the sign that says "Do not open
Right,
this."
right,
I'm like,
right.
oh shit.
They did have. I think they had this place also had a Secateurs hive. It was way up on the top shelf somewhere, not like on the floor like at the Rebel
know.
Toys.
Yeah, I thought it was a super great store. There's tons of toys there.
Yeah.
Maybe not enough Motu, but
Never enough.
never
for
enough.
me, but
But totally.
I mean,
recommend
I
the
think they had
place.
like one case,
Mm-hmm.
like a small case, glass case of Motu stuff, and most of it, like I said, I already had. Or if I didn't, it was too expensive, which is also the case.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I ended up buying some new stuff, but I'd also almost and kind of have some regrets about not getting some vintage stuff there. But another deluxe Insecticon that I got yelled at for trying to touch,
Oh yeah.
ransack. I should have just.
Dude was like sitting there and like
I should have bought him.
never asked if we wanted help.
Oh, that too.
And
He
that's the
just sat
problem.
and
Yeah,
watched,
yeah. That was
waiting to yell at me.
Yeah, a lot of the guys are just behind the. He's pouncing.
Just do it.
That was the kind of thing too. Is like they weren't really like, "Hey, can we help you with anything?" He was just kind of sitting there and like
Yeah.
waiting.
But
to
I
yell
did see
at
something
Jason.
awesome there. I saw Corey do a really neat version of Wheel and Deal.
Oh
It
yeah.
was really. I'm proud of you, and it's a really good move.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Could you explain?
There was a spirit figure with
He
like
could, but he won't.
yeah, it was
true.
some
That's
spirit
what I
with,
figured, but-
with Freedom and I don't remember if Freedom's feet were broken off or if the figure had cracked elbows, but there was something going on with it that like wasn't in very good shape. And then they had another one in a bag in the back, and I was like, like you've got like this nice part here, and then you've got the nice part up there in the case. Like if you swap some parts around, you're gonna get twice what you're asking for that figure in the case.
And he's like,
Oh, hey, thanks.
I
Like I didn't need it
money.
because I have 3 spirits at home, and I thought about buying the one because it was only $25 for a complete spirit and freedom. But I was like, look, yeah, this one's got elbow cracks and he's all green, and if you swap the figure and this thing, and it's gonna be like you've got an accessory pack thing or whatever. But anyway, I was like, hey, do this and you're gonna get more money. And like, oh, thanks. And then when it came time to start buying stuff, I was like, oh, come on, man, I helped you out, help me out, and
and it worked.
yeah, it did.
It's pretty sweet.
I usually just say, "Hey, this is missing something, so I want even less money."
Yeah, yeah. No, see, that was the thing. Like, I don't think anything there was missing anything. Like, I think what it was is like some of the weapons were accessory pack, and that's yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, nice big giant store.
yeah.
A lot of room to move around, which is nice as a big guy.
Yeah, they didn't really have anything like packed in. It was very just open.
Yeah.
And then they had like, I think where you got that transformer was they had like kind of shelving area, but wide enough, like spaced far enough apart for
Definitely.
everything. And yeah, I just didn't
Just didn't have it.
Yeah,
It
just wasn't.
happens.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
that was Hobbies Galore, 5733 Emporium Square, Columbus, Ohio.
definitely recommend it. Get out there. But now it's time to hear from you guys with some talking toys.
All right. Talking toys. What about what do you feel? What are you feeling? You bunch of old fuckers. Brian Clark said something. Chris Simmons isn't as old as
Brian's
Brian.
is great. It's depressing and awesome. And
Yeah, Brian. Yeah,
it's
thanks for the downer. It feels awesome to have money. Humble brag there, Brian. Look at me, I'm rich. To spend on so many things that you would have loved as a kid and maintain that tenuous connection to the joy of childhood. It feels frustrating because there are still so many things you can't afford. It feels awful because of the guilt spending money on frivolity when you think about the other things it could be buying. Collecting toys as an adult, and I use that word loosely, sucks. and it rules. It is a spectrum of frequently conflicting feelings that we continue to shove down into the pit of our souls for that sweet, sweet rush of dopamine that comes from opening a new box and putting a new item on display. Well said, Brian. I feel like I really captured the spirit of Brian when I was reading that.
That was good.
Yeah, thank you. I was going for good. Chris Simmons, he says, that's Turnip. He says, I've collected Transformers for over 20 years, another bragger, and have seen fads, whole toy lines, and the valuable must-have items come and go, which has resulted in me jettisoning the need to buy everything just because it's ostensibly what I collect. The figurative and literal weight. There's a lot of $4 words in there, Turnip.
You can afford, them.
He's linguative.
Wow.
Made
Not
that one up.
$4.
That one's free. You can have that one.
It's like $1 store.
The figurative and literal weight of the 2 decades of collecting has made me reassess what and why I collect. This has allowed me to drill down and focus on what I like about the hobby and put together a curated collection of dozens of figures that I enjoy far more than the hundreds I had previously. Hopefully, this will allow me to keep collecting for decades to come, but the constant price increases may put a stop to that first. Also, his wife's going to get pissed at him for not going on vacation.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jacob McLaughlin, he says... Jacob's a new one to the group, I think. Anyway, hey,
Friend
Jacob.
of Brian's.
Oh, okay. Really?
It's too
I'm
bad.
just going to move on to Alex. All right, no, just kidding. I enjoy it, but I'm definitely more selective of the figures that I buy now compared to when I was in my 20s. I have a spending limit per figure, and it has to be one that I really want. While it would be nice to buy figures of every Godzilla... Okay, here's where the mutual masturbation comes in. Godzilla monsters imaginable, I have to be realistic. Just like anybody who thinks Godzilla's cool. Just kidding. All right, I don't need 2 nemesis. So Jacob, you're cool. Alex LaForest. Hey, Alex. He's a Patreon
Sure is.
contributor. We like Alex
Cool
a lot.
guys.
A lot more than Brian. It's been amazing
'Cause he's
collecting.
not a
is-
Patreon.
No, it's been amazing. Collecting is something that has brought my wife and I closer together. While toys make her horny. While dating, he didn't say that. While dating, we were secretive of our collecting hobbies, nervous of how it would be perceived, but we started collecting together. It became something that we could do with each other, and it has helped us to learn more about each other's childhoods. However, being married to a collector and being one also comes with its complications, such as which toy gets displayed on the goods shelf and, of course, the financial aspect.
Yeah.
Tad Good, he says, I'll let you know when I'm in my 40s. I sometimes
Shut up,
forget that Tad's 17 years old
I know.
and
Yeah.
still doesn't have pubes. Skeleturnia over on the tweeters, he says, I'm 50. All right, and that's it.
It's like that SNL skit. I'm 50.
50, and you don't know anything about anything. Back in my day, we had to walk uphill both ways to get to the toy store, and all they had was wooden blocks and a nail. Am I done now?
That was good.
I should probably be done. I'm 50 and absolutely love collecting Motu. Okay, he's a
He's
Motu
one of those.
guy. He's one of those. All right, such a
I already
vast
like him.
history and total nostalgia rush for me. Though I always say I enjoy the camaraderie and relationships I make with other collectors as much or more than the actual items I collect. I have a lot more random G.I. Joe collector Facebook friends now, like just people that add me, and it's because a lot of it is from like the YouTube videos and stuff. Like the people will add me, and then like I get questions sometimes, like, "Hey, how would you fix this?" And
That's nice.
it is kind of nice. And so, but yeah, I mean that's a big deal. Is the camaraderie, like especially
For real.
like when we're traveling and we meet all these kick-ass toy store owners that are just like super cool dudes, and then getting to trash talk the shitty toy store owners with them when we're there. So anyway, that's everything from Talking Toys. Thanks everybody for contributing.
Yeah, man. These last couple of years have been so awesome.
Uh-huh.
It felt like that first 20, or is it just like just me maybe Spooty. They were just like toys, but like it was just a personal thing. And now we found each other and we love toys. And then this podcast, it's been in our Facebook group. It's been so
this
great.
is our final episode.
No,
just kidding.
A very special episode.
Oh.
Cracktastic Plastic.
Hey, this is episode 40 though.
It is.
So happy 40th.
Hey, happy 40th, guys. We did
Where's
it.
the black balloons?
Before we go, I'd
It's a
like to
little
depressing,
depressing,
y'all
I'll tell
to
you.
stop by patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. If you want to be cool like Alex and the
Yeah.
other patrons,
Heck yeah.
that's the place to go. Let me tell you, they have a lot of fun with that perk that you get. Oh, man. Y'all want
So perky.
Dick pics. Like
That's-
Dick Clark and Van Dyke and like stuff.
patreon.com/cracktasticplastic would really be great if you wanted to stop by there. But we're going to get out of here right now. We're going to go. Corey's got to go to bed soon. He's 45.
I also really have to pee.
Oh,
Like
Okay.
a lot.
well, let's go so you can do that. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.